Hello everyone and welcome back to the Binding of Isaac Let's Play. Let's get into it. So last time, my first run on this new save, and we had an absolutely insane run as Isaac. We unlocked, let's see how many characters we unlocked. We unlocked Cain, we unlocked Azazel, and Lazarus. So we unlocked 3 different characters in the first run, and got our first mom kill. Quite a successful run, and a very fun one at that. I think I'm going to play as... Let's do Lazarus. Nobody seems to like poor Lazarus. Look at him. He's so sad. Granted, all of them are pretty sad, but why not? One of the latest patches for the Binding of Isaac Rebirth actually rebalanced hard difficulty by making collectibles more collectible. One of the problems that I had with hard difficulty is that it never really felt hard. It was more annoying because the amount of keys and bombs that you would get were so limited that half the time you wouldn't even get any power-ups. You know, you wouldn't be able to get your item rooms at all, and so you'd fall behind, and it was just not interesting. You know, I don't need every run to be ultra powered to have a good time, but I would like to at least get some items. Just playing as a dude with tears gets a little annoying and boring after a while. So hopefully the rebalance will be good. But I think in the meantime, we're just going to stick with normal, just for the heck of it. Get a couple runs in on normal, just to start getting more things unlocked and explore the game a little bit more. And then when we get a little bit better and a lot more items unlocked, then we'll switch over to hard, probably permanently. But for now, let's give Mr. Lazarus a run. See what he can do for us. Lazarus is kind of an interesting character because he actually starts with a second life, sort of. If I recall correctly, he actually... he'll resurrect if you die in the same room. Normally when you die with a resurrection item, it'll actually eject you from the room, but I believe it just gives you an extra heart. So it's almost as if he has 4 hearts of health to start, except that the last one is more or less fundamentally just for emergencies only. So anyway, let's start crying. Everybody loves crying, right? Lazarus's range is not super great. I'm actually not sure if there's a huge variance in range for the different attacks for each character or not. I'm liking the amount of keys so far. There's a soul rock right there. We're going to have to blow that up if we get any bombs. Let's see if I can't cry on these little mini dookies. I got some health back, so that's good. I think one of the overall complaints about Lazarus is that he's just kind of bland. He doesn't really have a whole lot of interesting stuff going for him. And yeah, he gets the extra item that resurrects him. But other than that, he gets nothing. Actually, it doesn't even count as an item. So that's a little unfortunate that he has nothing else more interesting than that. But that's okay. You know what? Let's go ahead and knock the boss out real quick while we're here. Mr. Gemini and another soul rock. Wow. We have plenty of them. Crazy angry Gemini man. No, baby Gemini. No thank you. Gemini's one of those bosses that I like to stay a little closer to. Because, you know, when you have a boss that's very aggressive and runs very quickly, you don't have to necessarily stay very far from them. You just have to barely stay away from them. And if you are closer, it makes your accuracy for your tiers a lot higher, because they're not going to be having as much of a time to travel. The second form here, the second part of Gemini, is a little annoying because he tends to bounce around a lot when you're hitting him, so you got to be very careful about that. Points could be argued to kill this part of it first, but meh. Apparently he's not a big fan of his poor little brother getting cried on first, so he gets all mad and angry and mad. All 3 of them. And there we go. Alright, Jesus Juice, damage and rage up, so that's good. Yeah, that range is a lot better. It's always good to get damage as well, if we can muster it. Very handy. Still don't sign up any bombs yet, but that's alright. We haven't even gotten our item for the floor yet. What do we get? What do we get? We get how to jump. This is kind of a neat one. If you hit spacebar, it actually lets you jump across. I do believe you're invincible whilst jumping, so that's kind of neat. So I can use it as an escape. And it actually does not have a cooldown, so I can continue to jump around. So also let me jump over gaps and acquire treasure in places that would otherwise be inaccessible, which is nice. Good old asteroid-style bosses. There we go. Clearing them all out. You know, a better strategy is probably to focus fire on one particular fragment and whittle them down the entire way, but I don't know. Envy's not too particularly difficult unless there's a bunch of obstacles in the room to make it harder to dodge and such. What do we have here? Joker. Sure. We'll see what we get here. Alright, so we have a few options. We have the Ghost Baby, and this right here is Lord of the Pit, which gives you flying. Now, flying is always nice, but we do have the ability to jump around at will, which is kind of like flying. This will allow us to go over gaps, and I don't know if it's worth spending 2 hearts, but I am willing to get a damage up here by means of Brother Bobby, having a nice little extra buddy. So we'll take a risk there, see how that pans out. I would kind of like to keep Shoop to Whoop, but I think I'm actually going to stick with the How to Jump for its utility. So unless this is a Bombs or Key, hey, I'll take Pretty Fly. Yeah, I guess we're kind of, unfortunately, going to have to miss out on all the lovely bombables on this floor. So I don't believe there's any way we could acquire a bomb here, but that's okay. No problem. No reason to cry over it. Look at him. Just wants to hug his mommy, and mommy just doesn't want to have anything to do with it. Alright, so there's a bonus room. You actually have to have one red heart container or less in order to enter the ones that have the red sword. I believe in the last playthrough I had a blue sword room, which is a little different. I've already seen quite a major difference in the damage. The first minion you get will usually be the most useful because he's going to be the one that follows you the closest. And Brother Bobby's damage is not bad at all, so nothing wrong with that. I'm feeling that there's going to be an ironic item in here. It's going to be some sort of a bomb or something. Oh, maybe not. Just an aberration. This is actually one of my new favorite things. I believe Distant Admiration was in the vanilla game and wasn't particularly good, but one of the best design decisions that they made when they were changing over to Rebirth is to up the damage significantly of your pets. Because pets were always kind of neat, but they never really did much for you. So, you know, yeah, they do a little bit of damage, but the amount of risk you would have to take, especially for something like Distant Admiration, would be just a little too high to really warrant putting yourself in danger. But now, Distant Admiration in particular does a really high amount of damage, as you can see, by nearly killing that instantaneously. So this also makes strategies wherein you have some sort of a defensive item that makes you invincible very powerful. So if I have something like the Unicorn Stump, which gives me invincibility once per room, I can just use that, run around, and let my attack fly do obscene amounts of damage. Another Soul Rock, if I can get some bombs. Hate these rooms. I've gotten much better at them over time, but they're still annoying. It's good to like follow one of them from behind. It looks like there's not even anything in here other than... Oh, wait, can I not? I guess I can't jump over these blocks. Ah, darn. That would have been nice. Could get into the center there and actually get something useful out of that room, but nope. That room exists purely to torment me. Alright, guess we're already down to the boss time. Let's see what we get. Mr. Monstro. See if I can get my attack fly. See, look at that damage. Look at the attack fly just bringing the pain. And apparently Monstro bringing the pain on us as well. You know, I think considering that I have a lot of hearts on this floor, I would like to take a risk here. I'm going to let myself get hit by one of these stupid spike things. And that should now unlock this secret room. Or the... I don't remember what these are called. Bloody sword rooms. You know, I don't know if I want to spend any keys. Yeah. I need to save my key for future item rooms just to be on the safe side. I mean, there's a good chance I'll get a key on the next floor, but I don't know. Considering my luck, or rather lack of luck with bombs recently, I gotta be very careful about that. And of course, I didn't grab the placenta there initially because I wanted to get into that red sword room. I didn't forget about it. Poor Isaac. on through the caves. Whoa! Crazy black hole room. No thank you. You know, one of the nice things about Isaac in general is that it's got a very high skill ceiling. Particularly related to just a large amount of items that they have and all their clever interactions. Plus a few little subtle things where you kind of have to pay attention to your tiers very actively, because the shot speed that you get, the rate of fire that you get, the amount of damage that you get, all these are variables that are constantly changing when you're playing the game. And so learning how to maximize the damage of your build, of your pets, of everything, while still retaining a sense of what's going to hurt you is quite nice. So even small things, of course, as I'm sitting here talking about how important the high skill ceiling is, I'm getting hit, naturally, multiple times, because I'm just really good at this game. But even things like just working in subtle amounts of extra damage by letting your attack fly get a few extra hits in can be quite profound. So the purple heart, I believe, the only thing that it does is it increases the rate of champion monsters spawning. Champion monsters are those that are differently colored and usually larger than regular monsters, and they have a much higher chance to drop items, drop pickups for you. So I will leave this item on unless it gets to the point where I am encountering too many dangerous monsters. There are some monster types that you really don't ever want to see. The really dangerous types of them. Types of dangerous types of types. Not good. Ever. But I haven't really run into anything yet. This may be one of those items that only affects after the new floors. I'm not sure if the champion monsters that are generated when you get to a floor or when you get to each individual room. Of that, I am not sure. And there we go. Massive jumpy jukes. Alright. Ooh, what do we get? What do we get? What do we get? Dang! I will take that. I'm going to hold off on grabbing that soul heart for now. And what's in here? The teleporter. Not super great. I could use it once. Well, actually, I've heard that there's no chance for you to get to the error room anymore with a teleporter, but we'll try it anyway. Hey, look at that. We ended up in a spiky room that we didn't want to go into anyway, so let's get out of here. Go back and grab our jumpy jump. There we go. It is time you learned how. Love placenta and the random generation. I believe it's a strictly time-based regeneration, which is a little weird. Because I believe, and this could just be theory, but I believe you could just sit still for a while and regenerate your hit points. And speaking of skill ceiling, this is one of those interesting rooms where you actually can potentially be harmed by having an attack fly or an attack pet. You would be trying your best to avoid getting too close to those guys, because if you hit them with your attack fly, you may kill them, and if you kill them, then they are going to explode, and exploding is typically not good for one's health. Oh, come on. There we go. We get the directional input in there. A lot of momentum is carried. So here we have one of the champion mobs. I believe this is the one that regenerates itself, similar to a type of mob. Oh, nope, he was a different color, and he gave me a heart. Aw, I think he likes me. Maybe. There we go. Speaking of hearts and regeneration. Placenta doing more work for us. I want to clear out all these floors for now. In the interest of making these episodes not super long, I'm trying to make sure that I don't go completely nuts with clearing absolutely everything at all times. This is going to be a problem that's going to get more involved as more things are unlocked, particularly more bosses and such are getting unlocked more often. Because the game, I don't know, probably nearly doubles in length after all of the unlocks. So, and I tend to be a very slow and deliberate player, which I could possibly work on a little bit. So here I'm just going to kill off these ads. They're not really super dangerous where they're hiding in there, but for completion's sake I like to do that. And then Gertie in particular here is a boss. It's very good to have an attack fly on. As you can see, that was doing a large amount of damage and is continuing to do so. Painting Gertie red. There we are. Ooh, and we get a devil deal. Lovely. HP tears up, shot speed down. Fine with that. And what do we have in the devil room? We have a few interesting items here. I think I'm feeling kind of gutsy right now. Whoa, 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 not nice. So we're going to grab Sister Maggie for another additional monster on our repertoire. And I think I'm going to go ahead and grab Guppy's Paw, and I'm going to eat these last 2 hearts. So now I've put myself in a situation where I have no red health. This offers a few advantages, believe it or not. For example, and I can just go ahead and continue on while I'm talking. Any items that trigger on having 1 heart or less will trigger. And there are no triggers based on the amount of soul hearts that you have. So even though I have 7 hearts, these hearts are technically not health, I guess. I've always sort of treated them as armor. And so I have no issues with potentially missing out on those types of benefits. Now, I don't actually have any of those benefits right now, which makes it a little awkward. But I did actually increase my overall health pool. And as long as I play carefully, this will end up being a net gain for me. One of the things that I potentially did miss out on, though, unfortunately, is future devil deals, because I don't have any hearts to give. Now, in Rebirth, thankfully, they've rebalanced the devil deals so that you're always going to be able to grab them, meaning that I think if you're in nothing but soul hearts mode, it will offer the deals for 3 soul hearts. So I should still be able to get them, but they're not nearly as quote-unquote cheap. But I'm okay with that. Honestly, this run's going quite well. I don't really feel like I absolutely need anything like that. By the way, I'm going to grab the petrified poop here to give myself a few more item pickups, and we'll spend a little bit of time here in the arcade. This is one of those things that you can really get lost in for way too darn long, but we're just going to spend a little bit of cash here, since we have a little bit of cash. The other reason to grab Guppy's Paw, and you don't have to use it, but the other reason to grab Guppy's Paw is it is 1/3 of Guppy. And as you can see here, we're already reaping the benefits of having sacrificed all of our health, as this is a room that requires one heart or less of red health, and now we have that. And we're also going to apparently run into the boss because we're smart. We're also getting ourselves in a corner. Getting a lot of damage in there because we have our attack fly, but not really that healthy. I want to grab and eat these pills, but not until I kill Mr. Chubb. Ooh, cutting it a little close there. Cutting it a little close. So we have in there some money. Money, money, money. I'll go ahead and grab these. And we'll have speed up. That's something we can definitely use. Extra speed is always wanted. And balls of steel. Perfect. Gives us a 2 soul heart boost, which will make ourselves even more healthy. And Peep is one of those bosses that can get pretty annoying because of the eyeballs that float around. Although for me it's the advanced form of Peep, the bloat, that is my nemesis, my least favorite boss. Oh, thought I could sneak up there and I could not. Least favorite boss in the game, even including all the new ones. I'm still not a fan. Although the bloat doesn't feel quite as annoying to fight anymore, which is nice. They seem to have toned him down slightly. And in here, I'll take a bomb, why not? Haven't really been using our bombs much yet. There's another blood bronation machine. Always important to bronate some blood. I don't have any blood though. I have souls only, so we're just going to blow it up. And get some money. Let me actually try to go into the store if there is one on this floor. You know, I keep forgetting that I have the ability to jump across. Hasn't really been that powerful quite yet, but I just realized in the previous room that pill that was sitting there, which I believe I already know what that one is, although I'm not sure which of the ones that I know it is. Grab that and use it, as long as I'm very careful. You have to be very careful when you're using this jump power, because it's a little wonky to control. I just have a lot of health. There we go. So let's see if I can get this. And okay, I guess I don't know what this is. It is Tears Down. Womp womp. That's unfortunate. Trying to counterbalance the other Tears Ups that we have. Tears Ups. These guys with their shotgun spreads of bloody tears. Gotta be careful. The spiders on the walls tend to have a very awkward hitbox, I've noticed. I Be really careful about that. There we go. Cleared them out. Oh, did not get very much damage in during that. These have to be one of the more annoying of the new monsters. Not particularly dangerous in most situations as long as you just keep running circles around them, but the limited damage window is very annoying. Got a little close in there to get a little bit of extra damage with my attack fly. You can't stand too close or they will never ever open for you. Sometimes I swear they just don't open anyway. There we go. With a lovely explosion at the end. Ooh. Crazy angry eater dudes. Hopefully I have the jump to be able to pull some massive jukes. And only the most massive of massive jukes are going to cut it here. Now, if I were a smart player, I would actually be trying to finish these guys off instead of just, you know, crumpling them down. There we go. I have noticed, though, that these monsters tend to have far fewer hit points every time that you knock them down. So any damage done is essentially a form of permanent damage on them, just not necessarily ideal. Ah, see, there we go. Attack fly. Biting me in the behind. Poor guys. Look at them. Greed. I'm not greedy. I just want to buy stuff. How is wanting to purchase things at the regular retail price greedy? It's very clear that Isaac hates capitalism. And if you hate capitalism, you hate America. There we go. Oh, who's that famous movie character that said greed is good? I want to say it's Oscar the Grouch, but something tells me that's not right. Really, I just wanted to say Oscar the Grouch because, I mean... You know, I almost wonder if the Grouch part of that is not even necessary. I mean, no offense to anybody out there named Oscar, but it just sounds like a grouchy name. Like he has permanent angry face or something. We'll skip that last little bit just to save time. Actually, come to think of it, did I get the item on this floor? If I didn't get the item on this floor, then we will not be skipping that last little bit to save time. I'll check the map as soon as Super Fatty is done doing his thing. Poopy. Look at you being all poopy. Ow! Guess I should only say ow if it actually hurts. Jeez. Doing his good old barf vacuum there. Good to stay mobile. Fortunately, my shot distance is not exactly phenomenal, so my plan of attack to stay at range against this fine gentleman is a little tough to execute. I'll take a blood clot, though. I did not get my item room. Okay. Alright. Now that we have our blood all nicely clotted, let us retreat. So I can make this a little faster by jumping. Woohoo! Look how happy he is when he's jumping. Very happy. Very happy indeed. I'm sorry. If anybody's named Oscar, that was very rude of me to presume that you are a grouchy individual. And in we go, and this is the scapular, which is very much desirable, although I do not actually recall exactly what it does. It's one of those items that you see a lot, and then you just get so used to grabbing it and just assuming that it's there and that you're always going to have it, and then you just forget what it is. It's like semantic satiation, except for items. I got to that point where you just like forget something that you've done or seen a million times. Maybe not. I think I'm just probably going crazy, getting senile in my old age. I mean, I'm 31 years old. That's like a million in internet years. I think your internet age is like your regular age squared. So... Wait, hang on. 31 squared. Wow, my brain is not working. Somewhere around 900 and something. 30 times 31 is 930 plus 31 is 961. There we go. So I'm 961 years old in internet years. Take that, Methuselah. You thought you were all crazy and old or something. Is that the old guy from the Bible? I don't know. I'm surprised there's no, like, reference to that in Rebirth. Pretty sure Methuselah was the super old dude from the Bible, right? So isn't there like a Methuselah tree somewhere? Maybe Methuselah was just a cool guy, and that's why they named it after him. And Methuselah was, you know, probably just campaigned to be well known for something other than just being really old. I mean, I could see that, right? You know, if that was what everybody knew you for, but you actually had other sort of achievements that you did. I mean, what if like Methuselah cured some horrible disease that we never even knew of back in the day? And then people are like, oh, that guy, he was just really old. Like, how rude is that? Just give him the credit. Methuselah, discoverer of the cure of ancient itis. Who knows? Hey. You know, for a monster that's relatively simple, I mean, they just run around and throw a projectile directly towards you. These guys are actually pretty annoying. Pretty darn annoying. Pretty sure they're widely considered to be Cubones, some sort of pocket monster of dubious import. I've never made out what these are supposed to be. I believe they're supposed to be some sort of a... Actually, I don't know. Brain? I mean, they kind of look like brains. But I don't think brains are supposed to move around and have blood. It just seems relatively unhealthy. Sure. Let's take a risk at it. Ooh, and we get a pentagram for it. Nice. Cost me a soul heart. So it's like a devil deal, except it wasn't. Always can use more damage. Health's starting to get a little low here, but I can handle it. I would say Isaac's a big boy, but he's obviously very obviously an obvious small child. Obviously. I find whenever you start rambling about stuff, you should just embrace it. Just dedicate yourself to saying silly things. If you make fun of yourself first, then nobody else can make fun of you. That's my logic. Just wish the logic actually worked. Lots of keys, plenty of unlocking power. Speaking of unlocking power, hopefully we'll get a store again. I'd like to purchase something. I believe you can only get greeted once per... Greeted, not greeted. Well, I guess greeted by greed. Once per game. Like, I think you can run into greed in other places, but as far as, you know, you try to go shopping at Isaac Mart... Wow. I was hoping to stand in between those, and that did not work. As far as shopping at Isaac Mart goes, I think if you see greed once, I think that's about it. Union rules or something. Oh, here we go. Whoop! Gotta love that. Okay, hang on, let me just... Bam! There we go. Look at that. I'll take those. Hey. Hey. Uh-oh. There we go. A little awkward. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. What are you? You are the 9-volt quicker charge. I will take that. And I will, hey, definitely take that. Balls of steel. And let's do our good deed for the day and donate a bunch of cash. A blue map. Lovely. We have earned an unlock, so this run has not been for naught. It has been for whatever the opposite of naught is. Dang! It's acquiring upgrades here. Hey, I'm going to keep feeding this thing. I was hoping to maybe keep some extra cash, but if I can keep getting upgrades, I will do that. 30. 32. Lovely number. You can always bomb that if I need some extra cash back. Unfortunately, it sort of charges you 1 coin every time you bomb it, but the option is there. Kind of a nice way to exchange bombs for money. No item room yet, I don't think. So let's continue around. What floor is this? This is Depths 1. So we still have a little bit of time left before we get to Mother. Ah, I see what it did there. Ooh, I would love Spider Bite. Spider Bite. See if I can get this without doing severe damage to myself. Well, I'll take a free coin, I suppose. Don't think I'm really going to be spending it. Well, today I learned, don't jump over those unless you want to spend a key. Ah! Do remove yourself from me, brother. Wait. Oh. Yeah, I just got the item room. I am getting senile in my 961-year age. Birthday's coming up, too. 32 squared. 992, I think. Monstro Dos. Monstro Dos is one of those guys you can... If you can get close enough to him, you can sit there and let the attack fly do a large quantity of damage. Just gotta be careful of him jumping on you. There we go. That's right. Sit there and just love the attack fly. The red fly is your friend, Monstro Dos. Used to be very easy to psych out. Force him to do that over and over again, but they have made him significantly more resilient to that strategy. What's all this then? Coin purse. Paralysis. It's got to be some pretty good drugs if it just makes you stand there. 2 tiers down and an unknown pill. Okay, speaking of devil deals when you have soul hearts, I don't think either of these are worth it. That's too much health for me at this point. Sorry, bros. And what are you? Speed down. Wow. That's no good. Not liking our chances here. Perhaps using all those hearts was not a good idea. Hey, speaking of, let's just dig ourselves even deeper into a hole. By going into a room and just finding out it has nothing but spiders and no items for us. We did get a key, though. So we've got that going for us. What about you? This should be open. This should be worth it. What are you? Ah, I was hoping you could be like a teleport or something cool. There's more spiders. I blame Methuselah. He obviously should have cured more diseases in his bajillion-year-long life. Instead of just being really old. What did that guy do again? I don't even remember. Something. Ah! Darn you and your 8-way shot. I just realized Loki has 4 arms. I mean, everybody has 4 arms. But he actually has 4 arms. Another Monstro 2. Seems a little unfair to have this guy as a bonus boss right after you have him as a regular boss. Monstro 2 put in the overtime. Whoa, jeez. Coming in a little close there, Monstro Dos. Ooh, almost walked into that. Finish him off. There we go. Give us something cool. More keys. Little blobby blobs. That guy's got a lot of health. Ah, okay. There's the type of monster that regenerates itself. That should be a bomb, I believe. There we are. Well, 2 hearts that we don't have. Super cute bats, even though they get all scary and charge you. What? I guess jumping on something does not count as picking it up. Good to know. Good old squeaky chair. Squeaky chair is a character of its own in my show. Oh. Scary fires. We may have to put those out, though. If I can hit them with a bomb. Get 2 of them at the same time. The blue fires have to be put out via bombs, and the purple fires are the same way, with the exception that they must, or that they shoot at you. So they're like the red fires. Someone tells me I already explained this once. And they also shoot at you with psychic bullcrap. Nothing. They have a pretty good chance of dropping you soul hearts. But not for this reporter. It's pretty worth it to spend a bomb and a key and get 2 bombs. Guess bombs are key after all. Spiky spike room, no thank you. TY, but no TY. These diagonally bouncing, chomping skull dudes remind me of those flying bonehead things in Zelda 2. Everybody's least favorite Zelda game. I always thought it was awesome when I was a kid. I used to play the crap out of it. I did actually find out something interesting. Here's a bit of trivia for the probably 3 people who will actually get this. The bouncy skull heads in Zelda 2, which I'm sure you guys know of in the dungeons, they're like really hard to kill. They take like 1,000,000 sword stabs, and they give you like 50 experience and no drops or anything, if I remember right. Tears up and knockback shot, huh? Okay, I'll take that. Those guys are intended to be the exact same as the sort of orangish skull heads in the original Legend of Zelda. Okay, so we get greed and then super greed. All right, I get it. You just want to see the fall of communism, or fall of capitalism, jerks. I'm trying to spend my hard-earned coinage, pennies. So I would like to spend some pennies. They just don't want to have anything to do with that. Anyway, those are supposed to be the exact same monsters. And it never dawned on me until like recently when I was just randomly looking into that sort of stuff. So for the 3 of you who understand what I'm talking about, hopefully I just blew your minds. Because I think in the second one, those guys, I believe do they take your magic power? For some reason I want to say they take your magic power. Maybe not, but they're annoying as hell. And in the first Zelda, the original, the OG, the one and only, those actually... Man, we are low on life, and this is the mom fight, is it not? Yes, it is. Let's go try to bomb some stuff. In the original, they take your sword away. And I think in the second quest, they take your sword away, and the orange ones take it away, and the blue ones give it back. Kind of weird. Some sort of logistics chain. Just out of desperation, I'm going to give this guy a couple keys and hope for the best. I'm going to hang on to 1. Alright, thanks, bro. I appreciate that. See if these mushrooms can give me anything. Nope, of course not. Alright, this may be our first loss. No, I need to be more confident in myself. Alright, Sil, we got this. Maybe if I die here, I'll just record a bunch of extra footage so the video seems longer and that I'm not going to die here. I always wish YouTube had a feature where you could hide the duration of your videos until they've been viewed by somebody as an option. You know, so that way if you have some sort of like an esports match or something that you know, is time based, and somebody sees the video and says, "Oh, this is only 12 minutes," and then you see one team or one person winning. And you're like, oh, well, this guy's going to win then, because, you just know by the average duration of whatever activity is taking place that there's no way that the other guy could win in that amount of time. And it spoils it for you, even if you don't want it to be spoiled. So half the time when I watch videos, that's the thing I usually try to do is, whoa! Well, first of all, I want to avoid mom. But secondly, that's the thing I usually try to avoid the most is how long the video is. So maybe YouTube would be cool and add a feature like that at some point. Get on it, YouTube. I know all the executives at YouTube eagerly await my videos as they're uploaded on a daily basis. Careful there, Mom. This is your one and only son that you're trying to stomp on here. Jeez, that was close. Could be getting a little bit more greedy with my damage here since I do have the attack fly, but as I am not doing so well in the health, trying not to get too close. A little bit of extra damage in there. I believe there is a spot you can actually stand in if you have some sort of an orbital damaging pet, where Mom will not be able to stomp you, and the actual wall will not actually be able to hit you, and you can just basically go AFK and win the fight. Seems a little exploitative. I don't know if that was something that was fixed in Rebirth, or if it was introduced in Rebirth. I can't recall. Well, actually went reasonably well. Evil range, shot speed up. Good, good, good. Better tiers. Unsurprisingly, nothing I can really use here. If I had the cat, I would consider that. Unfortunately, I do have one guppy item that I had consumed earlier, but taking that will result in me having no life left, which is not a good plan. So off to our very first time in the womb on my YouTube Let's Play of The Binding of Isaac. Let's see what we can come up with here. See if we can make our way through. I typically don't full clear floors after the mom fight because there's no more item rooms at this point. And so rushing through to the bosses is probably the best strategy, because even just the regular item drops in any given floor are likely not really super worth it. Ooh, another unlock. Okay, I'll take it. I didn't actually get anything from those, but blowing up random rocks is a good way to spend some bombs, actually, anymore. Never used to really be that way, but let's see if I can... Uh-oh, that's not good. Woo! That timing, though. I guess I jumped right as it blew up and lived. Okay, so there we go. I guess I can use this for a... I wonder if I can spam jump and just become completely invincible. Not the perfect time to test that exactly, but something I could look into in the future for sure. Liking our damage, just wish we could get a little bit more on the health side. Whoa, getting close there, buddy. Everything in the womb, by the way, does 1 full heart of damage. So I've gone from having a health pool of 6 hits to a health pool of 3. I like when you have large clusters of monsters because it makes your minions a lot more useful too. Because a lot of times you get into the habit of only really paying attention to your own tiers, but I've got a decent amount invested into these 2 minions of mine, so I want to make sure I'm not throwing away their potential. I mean, obviously my own tiers will still do more damage, but neglecting the damage that they do would be foolish. Gertie Jr. normally a very annoying monster to fight, but not too bad when you have slow tiers. Not too bad at all. This, I think, is probably the one monster type that in Rebirth has gotten the most, the biggest upgrade in terms of its danger level. These used to be, I don't want to call them a joke, but they used to be not really that big of a deal. But now that they pretty much appear and immediately shoot, they used to appear, pause for a moment, and then shoot. But the immediate shot makes them much more dangerous. And here we're going to go ahead and spend a few more bombs just to try to get something. Can't clear these out and get something. Nope. Giant thumpy poop monster. I've always had a major problem dealing with the monsters that just charge right at you. It seems silly to think that that's a problem that I would have, but it is. Uh-oh. My slow is... kind of messing with me here a little bit. I've never seen them get stuck like that. That's weird. There we are. Clearing these guys all out. Another key. Don't really need that. I would like to find the secret room on this floor. Did I bomb here already? Guess we'll find out. Well, actually, I didn't find out. But there is no secret room there, so at least I figured that much out. Ooh. If I was feeling a little bit more gutsy, I would have tried to manipulate that bomb into coming back to blowing those things up for me instead of spending a bomb, but I was not feeling as such. Why did I do that? Well, I mean, I guess to blow the rocks up, but didn't actually have any other effect. Oh, for some reason I was thinking that was the spiky room up there. The blue dagger, blue sword room, whatever you want to call it. Thought I might save some time going that way, but it turns out I did not. Alright, what you got for me? Pretty risky, but we're going to go for it and get pretty much nothing. Can only hope for something good when the bosses are cleared out. Thankfully, I think these are pretty easy bosses, so this shouldn't be a particularly dangerous room, I don't think. Famous last words. Oh, this will be easy. No problem. Phew. Not easy when you do something stupid like that. Could be feeding him some bombs, I suppose, but kind of want to save these for a potential boss fight against an actual boss. Whew. You know what? I think I just remember what the scapular does. I believe the scapular gives you a soul heart back if something would otherwise kill you. And I do also have the life insurance of the last heart of... Oh, speaking of life insurance. I do have the life insurance of Lazarus's last heart being taken and giving me a heart instead of killing me. So I'm not as almost dead as I look. It's not looking great, but I'm not as almost dead as I look. I believe that's what the scapular does. I did get the scapular earlier, right? I believe so. Probably mispronouncing that. Love the effects in here. When I first got down to this area, the reddish mist was very off-putting. Ooh, Mama Gertie, huh? Yeah, so you gotta really pay attention to where you're standing here because of the spikes. Okay, so we're back with the regular heart. And apparently scapular doesn't do what I thought it did. Must have been thinking of something else. Oh well, that was a good run. Not too bad. Those spikes they pop up pretty quickly, and I had a little bit of bad luck. I should have got more on the grid oriented with that. But just goes to show Isaac runs can die that quickly. Could have sworn that's what the scapular did. Maybe it's only if you get down to a half a heart that it gives you a soul heart. Maybe. Poor Lazarus died. Today I died. That's him. Killed by Ugly. Guppy gets all the stuff. Oh well. Thanks for watching this episode of The Binding of Isaac Rebirth. We'll get him next time. It's a different character. And it'll be awesome. See you then, guys.